What the heck is a mental performance coach? If you're an athlete or a high achiever, you may have heard the term mental performance coach and wondered to yourself, what the heck do these people actually do? In today's video, I'm going to shed some light on what a mental performance coach is and give you some clarity on whether they could actually help you or not. Okay, so here's my personal definition of a mental performance coach and really the definition of any coach that I would personally recommend. High-level mental performance coaches: 1. Help you identify exactly what it is you want. 2. Identify what actions need to be taken to get there. 3. Identify what mental blocks are holding you back from taking the action or seeing what additional action needs to be taken. 4. Remove those mental blocks and reprogram your mind for success. And 5, put you on a roadmap to get what you want using mental skills to maintain consistency. The magic in a great mental performance coach really comes down to number 3 and 4, because the truth is, nobody wants to drop a game-winning pass, nobody wants to half-ass their training, and nobody wants to sabotage a business deal. These things only happen because of the mental blocks that you're not consciously aware of. If you were aware of them, you wouldn't do those things. A masterful mental performance coach will be that mirror for you, allowing you to see what's holding you back so you can attack it and then move through it. Let me be clear, this is not therapy. Therapy deals mostly with the past, whereas mental performance coaching deals with the present. This is why oftentimes I'll get clients who've gone to therapy for years and haven't been able to resolve an issue that they can do in just one session with me. It's because although reliving the past can feel cathartic at times, the issue lives in the present. And if we don't attack it head on in the present moment, it doesn't matter what happened in the past, you're not gonna move through it. This is also not counseling. Counselors will oftentimes try to give you advice on what you need to do. A great mental performance coach knows that you are the expert, and so all the answers you're seeking for live within you. Our job is not to tell you what to do, but rather help you uncover the deeper wisdom that lives within you. Mental performance coaching is about results. The reason pro athletes and other high achievers love mental performance coaching so much is because there are clearly defined goals in clearly defined periods of time. This is very much like how you would approach your physical training regimen. It's very black and white. You either get the job done or you don't. There's no ambiguity about whether it's working or not. Sometimes the results are invisible because we're talking about the way that you feel. So nobody can really see that, but what we can do is we can quantify it and we can track it and see how this improves over time. Who should work with a mental performance coach? The truth is, most people should not hire a mental performance coach because they're not willing to be held to that high of a standard. So you should only hire a mental performance coach if you are fully committed to becoming 1, the best at your craft, and number 2, a great overall human being. This is truly for the 1% of you out there willing to do the inner work to unlock those top 1% results. So who works with mental performance coaches? I'll make this very personal here and just tell you about some of my past and present clients and why they came to me for mental performance coaching in the first place. A UFC fighter who experienced his first loss came to me with the desire to put that loss behind him and go into his next fight with more confidence and mental strength. An MLB pitcher coming back from a season-ending injury wanted to stop worrying about the injury after he was physically cleared to play and get his swagger back once again. A CEO was burnt out from working in his business and wanted help working on his business so he could feel less stressed and more joy while working. A salesperson who wasn't closing at a high rate wanted to remove the mental blocks that were causing him self-doubt and anxiety. An NFL player was getting crushed by the pressure of living up to the expectations of a fan base and organization, and he wanted to stop fearing what other people thought of him. A college football player training for the NFL Combine wanted to make sure he was doing everything in his power to perform his best at the Combine and increase his NFL draft stock. A professional sports agent that was in a slump signing new clients wanted to let go of the past and emerge back on the scene as one of the league's most powerful sports agents. A boxer needed help taking his dominant performances in the gym sparring into his actual fights when the pressure was on. A marketing executive reached out for help to step into his power as he took on a new leadership role. Let's be clear, there was nothing wrong or broken about any of these people who reached out to work with me. They either A, had a problem they wanted help solving, or B, just wanted to improve themselves. Most athletes will say that sports are 90% mental, so it only makes sense to hire a mental performance coach to help take your game to the next level. Am I ready to do mental performance coaching? You do not need any previous experience before doing mental performance coaching, and to be honest, many of my clients have never done anything like this before working with me. You also don't need to be a pro athlete or a leader in your field. I've worked with a lot of high school and college athletes and lawyers and all types of people in different professions. You just need to be someone who has a genuine desire to feel and perform your best. To be honest, most people do come to me at their lowest stage of their life, maybe after they get cut from a sports team or they go through an an injury, or they've gone through a divorce, or they're going through bankruptcy. And that's okay too, because pain is a very powerful motivator. And if you need to feel pain to get yourself moving, then so be it. As long as you're taking action, that's all that matters. Disclaimer, this is not medical advice, but I do recommend that you be in a generally healthy mental state because a mental performance coach is not a clinical doctor. If you have been diagnosed with a mental disorder and are currently under medication, you'd be better off seeing a medical professional. If and when you get off the medication, you can explore working with a mental performance coach. So what tools does a mental performance coach use in their sessions? Traditionally, some of the main tools and techniques used include self-talk, visualization, meditation, goal setting, and journaling. Personally, I use those, and I also have quite a large toolbox of other techniques that I've learned from reading books, going to seminars, and working with other master level coaches, and of course, my formal education in the mental aspect of human performance. Some of those include NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy, brainwave training, energy work with the chakras and meridians, authentic relating, and just showing up and being present in the coaching container and being an absolute savage. The beauty about mental performance coaches is that each one is going to have its own unique flavor. What's most important is that you find someone who you relate well with and trust to be your guide. So how long does it take to see results working with a mental performance coach? If you're working with a skilled mental performance coach, you should see results immediately. You see, you're working with the mind and the emotions. So you should be able to shift the way you feel in a significant way during your first session. And if you play sports, you should see this directly affect your next performance in a positive way. With that being said, you need to understand that this work is not one and done. If you're an athlete, you need to treat this just like your physical training. On the front end of your mental performance coaching, you're gonna do a lot of work identifying what those mental blocks are for you so you can remove them and rewire your mind to play and perform your best. Additionally, you're gonna be learning a lot of mental skills. So you're gonna need to learn how to use them so you can deploy them on your own. On average, I've seen it takes about 8 weeks meeting weekly to create significant and lasting results. And then moving forward, just like your physical training, you're gonna wanna deploy those mental skills you've learned and use those consistently so you can play your best in the highest pressure moments. So what does it look like to get started? Mental performance coaching is done best in a one-on-one setting, either in person, of course, is always ideal, or through a video call. You're gonna wanna do it in a private setting without any distractions because you need to speak freely. Whatever you're gonna be saying during these sessions is not something you want other people hearing. Most importantly, you're gonna wanna have one clear intention going into this coaching so you know what success looks like at the end of it. Really think about what would one outcome be for you that would be transformative for your life. If you're interested in being connected to a world-class mental performance coach, feel free to apply using the link below. You're either gonna be able to work with me personally, or I'll connect you with one of my coaches who I would trust to guide me. I hope this video has been illuminating. Feel free to drop any additional questions you have below in the comment section or reach out to us personally. For more videos on mental performance for high achievers, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you know someone who would benefit from mental performance coaching, but maybe doesn't really understand what it is, go ahead and send them this video so they get some more clarity. My name is Brandon Epstein, and thank you again for watching.